Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be not grilling, but we're going to be pan searing a ribeye. This is about 1.25 inches thick. What we're going to do is we're going to leave it out for 30 minutes to come up to room temperature. We're going to put salt on it, and then we're just going to sear it on both sides. I usually go 3 minutes, but I'll show you that as it comes. And we're also going to be making a red wine reduction sauce to go over the top of the steaks. So stay tuned and we'll be right to it. Okay guys, so this is my little 8-inch ceramic pan. You want to get this on a medium heat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put olive oil in here, and olive oil can become rancid at higher temperatures. And you don't need to hard sear a steak that fast. That's crazy. Let it come up to a decent temperature. Yeah, you want to sear, but you don't have to cook it so hard that you're almost in fear of burning your steak. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this come up. I'm going to drizzle a little olive oil in there. This is extra virgin, but use what you have. You could even use a neutral oil, canola, vegetable, whatever. And if you are going to hard sear, use one of those neutral oils. That's plenty. Maybe a tablespoon and a half of oil. So we're going to let that come up to heat, and then we'll drop the steak in. Just something I noticed right now myself is when oil heats, it seems to shrink and go to one side of your pan. So just keep that in mind. And then if you need to, you can always just spin it around right as you're going to put your steak in. That way you get an even coating on the bottom. I'm actually going to put the steak in probably another 30 seconds. What I'm doing here is I'm just feeling for the temperature to see if it's getting warm enough, if it's hot enough. Some people can put a chopstick in there. You could put a toothpick in there. All that comes with time, guys. But we're just learning the basics right now. I'm not a professional chef. I don't know anybody who is. This just comes from time and consistency of doing things. So now we have that oil right where we want it. The pan is at the temperature I want it. And we just drop that steak in. Now you notice you're not hearing a loud, such a hard bubble of the oil, but you can hear it searing. This is a thick steak. I'm going to take my time with it. I'm not going to rush the steak. I'm going to leave it on this side for 3 minutes. And then we'll flip. Alright, so we're getting ready to flip the steak. Now we're going to go another 3 minutes. This is before we add black pepper, before we add our garlic and butter to base. We're just trying to get our sear on there. Okay, so it's been 3 minutes. We're going to flip it back on this side. And once we flip it, we're going to add our black pepper, we're going to add a clove of garlic and some butter, and we're going to start basting the steak. This is just fresh cracked, guys. It's nothing fancy or anything like that. Remember, pepper can burn. That's why we waited till the very end to do this. We're just going to add that garlic skin on and everything just right in there. We have a lot of fat with the olive oil, so we're just going to add a tablespoon of butter. And as that's moving, doing its thing, we'll start basting it. I should have brought a metal spoon, guys, but I forgot. I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab a metal spoon. Alright, we're back. I got a metal spoon. Sorry about that, guys. Like I said, I'm not a professional in any way. I'm just giving you essentially just tips. You don't want this garlic to burn, so that's why we're keeping that temperature medium to medium low. And it doesn't have to baste forever. You're just moving that fat around. You know, I hate on cooking shows where they have to have everything just so perfect all the time. That's not how we cook in our house. You know, we're trying to make something delicious for our families. So this is about done, honestly. I don't want that garlic to burn, that's for sure. Now you can add thyme and all that other stuff, but I still want to taste my meat. You know, we spend good money on this steak. We want to be able to taste the steak. Not that time would take away, I don't see the need for it myself. So now we're going to take the steak and lay it on the board to rest. So now I'm going to work on my red wine sauce. This is 1 cup of portobello mushroom. I just have it chopped up here. It seems like a lot, but if you ever cooked mushrooms, it shrinks down to nothing. Along with that, I have 1/3 of a cup of finely diced shallots, and I mean finely diced shallots, guys. When you do your shallots fine like that, they almost dissipate into the sauce. All you're left with is the flavor. I don't really want big chunks of onion. Everybody knows what this is. This is a zester, microplane, whichever you'd like to call it. I'm just going to grate some garlic in here. What I'm looking to do here is sweat all this because I left some of the, people call it fond, but really my granny just called it drippings of the steak in here. I'm just trying to take that moisture out of those mushrooms. But you do not want to burn garlic. It has a horrific taste if it's burnt. So just take your time with this. I'd say 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes with the heat that we have in this pan. That grated garlic is going to be really great in there, guys. If you like garlic. If you don't, you could just use the shallot. I use the shallot, versus a red onion because it has a sweeter taste. You know, sometimes we get onions and they're just so harsh and they take away from whatever we're doing. That's my dog Duke in the background. He does whatever he wants, I guess. But he's my little baby. He's a 6-month-old Rottweiler, so my wife got him for me when I got back from out of town. So if he's bothering you guys, I apologize. Constantly stir, guys. You're not doing anything else. You're just watching this. Get it to where you want it. You can see already that those mushrooms have gone down to hardly anything. No, this isn't my kitchen. I know some of you may be thinking that. This is a studio my wife set up for me. And this is just a hot plate. So that's as far as I want it to go, guys. Now I'm going to get some red wine, a 1/2 cup. Nothing fancy. This is a blend. I'm actually going to go up to a cup, I think. I just spilled that everywhere. Alright. So we're going to let this reduce by half. Okay, so now that that's reducing nicely, I'm going to add 1 cup of beef stock. This is broth, sorry. Guys, these videos are going to get better. This is only my 2nd one. I'm getting used to all this stuff, so I appreciate you staying with me. I appreciate you bearing with me. And if you guys have any suggestions on how to better do something, please let me know in the comments. I'm always open to constructive criticism. Please don't be ashamed or afraid to say something. I won't be offended. So again, we're going to let this reduce by half. Then we're going to add a tablespoon of tomato paste. Once that's reduced into an anglaise, as they would say, or a sauce, I'm going to add some fat just to smooth it out. The tomato paste is going to cut some of the acid in the red wine. The beef broth will sweeten it, and the butter will just add that creaminess that we're looking for. So stay tight, guys. This shouldn't take you more than 6 minutes total. So the whole time the steak is resting, this should be cooking. So just stay with it, guys. It'll come out great. And we'll be right back. Okay, guys, so at this point it's reduced by a third. I went ahead and added my tablespoon of tomato paste. I whisked that in. Now we're just going to let this continuously reduce until it gets to a syrup-like consistency, and then we'll add in the butter. Alright, so this is the consistency I'm looking for. I mean, I still want it to reduce, I don't know, maybe another minute. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add my my butter. This is just 2 tablespoons of butter. So here's my steak, how it turned out. And that's the finished product. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and tick that notification bell so I know you're watching. We'll see you next time.